A short time after the divorce between Hulk and his wife Linda, he apparently had an intimate encounter with Heather Clem. Well, what's wrong with hooking up with another woman after being divorced? Nothing. But Heather at the time was the wife of his friend Bubba, the love sponge. This is freaky. With Bubba's blessing, Hulk and Heather got it on in Bubba's bedroom, but unknowingly, Hulk had the entire encounter recorded by Bubba. Bubba then sent the clip off to someone else, who then published it for the world to see. Now, of course, this is embarrassing for Hulk Hogan, and he wasn't happy, but he's got a poor way of expressing himself. For example, he's used some really racist remarks in the past. For example, using like the N slur, something that nobody should say, especially not Hulk Hogan.
You've been saying brother for years. Any black guy ever said, yo, you my like, yo, you my Hulk?
Well, Booker T used to do that to me on TV, you know, and every time I pull up YouTube, there's that famous thing that Booker T, when his brother was there, and they're all talking trash. And Booker T goes, "I'm coming for you, Hogan," you and not goes. I mean, it's like.
Now let's go back to this tape with Heather, because I'm not done talking about it. It's all kind of wrapped together, this like kind of racist theme and this tape being unsealed. And it turns out there were 3 encounters with his best friend's wife. Who knew Hulk Hogan was so freaky? I mean, honestly, I'm not that surprised. Transcripts of Hulk Hogan's 3 tapes with his best friend's wife have been unsealed. The first tape shows Heather Cole giving Hulk Hogan some head to completion while her husband is walking in and out of the room talking to them. The pair then cuddled in bed while Hulk Hogan, who had recently separated from his wife, complains about his home life. So this is more than just an intimate tape. Hulk is upset that he has to live in a hotel while his family is staying at his home. And at one point he tells Heather, "I'm just a dumb country bumpkin. My career is over and this is what I have to look forward to." The second tape, which was released, showed the pair having intimacy, but only for a couple of minutes. It did not last long. It's a 30-minute long clip, but there's only 2 minutes of intercourse. Hulk also talks about his son's teenage girlfriend, saying, "Nick's girlfriend is only 17. She has a killer effing body." Okay now. He continues, "The other night Nick is out and his dogs are playing tug of war with Nick's and his girl's underwear." Then Nick has another girl who is even hotter in Orlando. Then she wants to be the first to get me if I'm divorced. Hot commodity. So he's going for his teenage son's girls? Hulk then shared a story about getting into a fight with 4 men who put a lit cigarette into a gas tank before telling this woman, Heather, that he had just slept with, that she is awesome. Now the third tape also shows them having intercourse, and after, Hulk talks about his children, Nick and Brooke, saying that he is concerned for his daughter because she's making some real bad decisions. Well, starts at the top. He said, "I should probably try to head home and try and beat Nick home. There's so much BS in my life. I want to try and not to lose everyone." Then he talks about his daughter, saying, "I feel bad for Brooke that she's making these bad choices, probably because she's in an unstable home and exploited on television." Hulk then proceeds to call himself a jackass, saying that he spent as much as $3 million on his daughter's music career and she has jumped sides on him. So he's a little bit bitter and resentful that she took his money to make music but isn't talking to her. Hulk then proceeds to make a racist comment while talking about his daughter's intimate life, implying that Brooke may have ruined a deal with a record label by sleeping with the owner's son. Wow, that's some real tea.
I don't know if Brooke was fucking the black guy's son, or they've been hanging out. I caught them holding hands together on tour. They were getting close to the time before I don't give a fuck, okay? I'm not a double standard type guy. I'm a racist to a point. Yeah. You know, fucking. Then when it comes to nice people, we all are that way.
Racist to a point. Someone in the comments explain below. What is racist to a point? I think you're either racist or you're not racist. I mean, you don't really get to, pick and choose. And I have a feeling that Hulk, if he was around someone of his stature who happened to be black, would he be as casual with the word? Probably not. Now, the man he's talking about is rapper Stax, who is son of Cecil Barker. Brooke and Stax were dating at the time. Hulk seemed to be incredibly upset that his daughter had flipped on him and told him, "F you, dad." Hulk goes on to use racial slurs multiple times while on video. After he leaves, Bubba and Heather discuss the fact that they could blackmail Hulk Hogan with the tape. What friends? Imagine you're hooking up with them and doing these things and... They said, quote, "If we ever did want to retire, all we have to do is use that effing footage of him talking about people." That is so scary because Hulk is like vulnerable talking to these people. Like he's clearly venting to them and relaying this because they have this intimacy and he thinks that it's like built trust. But nope, they're against you too, man. Wow, he's making bad decisions.
What can you tell me about the use of the N-word in one of those tapes?
The use of the N-word goes along with that day when I bottomed out. People that know me know I'm not a racist. Some of my best friends are Afro-American. Just got remarried a few years ago. My minister's Afro-American. I go to a predominantly black church. Some of my best friends, are Afro-American. The people that know me know I'm not a racist. The WWE fans know me. They know I'm not a racist. It's just a horrible mistake. Should not have been used ever. I should have never used it in the privacy of my friend's home. And for that, I'll be eternally sorry, but that's not who I am. I am not a racist.
I love when like racist people are trying to not act racist, so they're using politically correct terminology like African American, which is politically correct, but I know some people, especially in college, were like, you could just say black, like black is okay unless they're identifying from like African descent. But of course now he's so casual with the N slur, and then in this interview he could barely utter the words like African American. Now the comments seem strange from Hulk because he knew that he was being filmed. Now in Heather's deposition played before jurors during a case, she broke down in tears when she described learning that her second encounter with Hulk had been taped. This all went to court and Heather tried to play innocent like she was a victim. Despite making tapes with other men for her hubby's sick kicks, she claims that she had no idea that she was being filmed when she was with Hulk.
Woman at the center of the Hulk Hogan sex tape trial blasted across headlines. Heather Cole looked demure as a videotape of her deposition was played in court, but her testimony was anything but demure as she revealed her husband wanted her to sleep with his best friend Hulk Hogan, whose real name is Terry Bollea.
You eventually had a sexual relation with Mr. Bollea?
Yes.
Hogan listened intently to the sordid details as Heather testified that her shock jock husband, Bubba the Love Sponge, secretly videotaped the encounter with Hogan without her knowledge.
Did you have any idea before the sexual encounter happened that it was going to be filmed?
Now, Heather claims it wasn't until weeks later that her husband had showed her the footage that he had recorded in 2007. She says, quote, at some point after the encounter at our house with Hulk, Bubba, her husband, showed her a tape of herself with Hulk having intimacy. She said, I did not watch it. It was brief. She was asked, what was the response to Bubba when he showed you that? And she claims, Heather says she was upset. She was asked, did you have any idea before the sexual encounter happened that it was going to be filmed? And she said, without hesitation, no. So she's claiming she did not consent to this tape. But I also question, wait, what was that conversation when they were quoted saying they could use this as blackmail? I mean, maybe she was aware that some of them were filmed, but not all of them. Part of me is not fully buying it. Ultimately, Hulk Hogan sued the website which had the video published on it, claiming the company violated his right to privacy. Yet the website argued it was exercising its First Amendment right, claiming that because Hulk Hogan is a public figure, that his intimate life should be public as well, which is something I disagree with. When media outlets like TMZ and The Dirty started reporting on the existence of Hulk Hogan's sex tape in the spring of 2012, Heather said she grew concerned. She said that Bubba, the husband, sent her an email telling her to contact authorities if she knew anything about who might have been leaking info about the tape to the media, which then I question, how did the tape get leaked? She claims she responded. She said she would be happy to cooperate. Please let me know who I need to speak with. She does not want this video out there. Heather denies having anything to do with the video's release. She was asked whether she was concerned that Bubba was trying to profit off of this tape, and she replied saying, I was concerned my personal life would be exposed. She said she felt even more embarrassed when Hulk Hogan started speaking to the press. Quote, I thought that I didn't have anything to say about it. I was very hurt, and I felt or wished that other people involved would behave the same way. She wanted to ignore it and let it go away. Heather actually says that Hulk Hogan kind of loved this situation. She was asked, in your experience, does Hulk Hogan like publicity? And she said, in my opinion, yes. Heather also insisted that Hulk was dead wrong when he went on to the Howard Stern show just days after the video was released on the website. And she said she was relentless in her pursuit of him, saying, I didn't do that. So did Hulk Hogan release it? Like, who dropped it then? I mean, he wouldn't have had the tape, which kind of leaves her ex-husband. I mean, he was quoted saying, there's no such thing as bad publicity as long as they spell your name right. Anyways, here's a clip of Hulk Hogan talking about this scandal with Piers Morgan.
Never. And I've been through a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
I've been through a lot of stuff, with the federal government, back in the 80s, the whole steroid controversy. I mean, the divorce, the car wrecks. I've been through so much stuff, but never have I ever been this embarrassed. And never has my world been turned upside down in such a fashion. And without knowledge that someone would set a camera. Poor choice. Admit it. It's me. Hey, I did that.
But this is years old, right?
It's years. I've been married 5 years. It's probably 6 years old or more.
And you didn't know you'd been videoed?
No, I had no idea there was a camera set up.
Are you any nearer to knowing who betrayed you?
At this point, no. We've had TMZ.
Yeah.
They're pointing to a very good friend of mine, Bubba the Love Sponge. And to this day, I would have to see the tape to believe that. And I haven't seen the tape because they say there's a verbal reference and a on-camera appearance after I'm gone that puts him in the hot seat.
Now, at the end of the day, Hulk Hogan succeeded. He won his lawsuit. And it seemed like everyone was ready to move on from this until more of his racist remarks came out. And we started to hear how he spoke about black people and how he spoke about gay people. Thank you for watching this clip from the Let's Get Into It podcast. To view the full episode, visit the link listed below.